This week. All right, we're going to be doing your weekly from the 10th to the 16th. We are using the shadow and light. All right, and we're going to do something a little different this week. So, see what's going on. What do we have going on for the beautiful Aries? Ooh, that come flying out. Planning and destiny. So maybe you're planning for the future and you've got something that's kind of destined. She's in a wedding dress right there. I don't know if it's planning a wedding, but maybe it's planning something that you feel like it's destined. I don't know. Weddings are hard to plan. So I feel like it's very detailed planning you have going on. I don't want that one yet. But let's see what's going on. Maybe you're planning some travel. And you're really not. With the moon being there, I feel like some of it is kind of like maybe up in the air right now or stuff that you might not know what's happening. It's kind of behind the scenes, or maybe you're just not getting answers back when it comes to that planning stuff. So you're planning a trip, or you're planning for a new job, or you're planning a wedding, or you're doing something along that lines, and you haven't really had any answers yet. You're not really hearing back, and I feel like it's kind of that energy of leaving you stuck in your head. It's kind of roundabouts. It's like, oh God, is that going to work out? And then we have this like tower moment. And then I feel like everything just kind of calms down, especially with that Six of Pentacles. It's like kind of taking a moment, embracing it. Because if you notice, she's very calm in here. And it's kind of like knowing that it's going to work out. So I feel like towards the beginning of the week, you're kind of just like in your head, maybe a big ball of stress, and then you start to kind of chill a little bit, especially with that Six of Cups being there. It's like you're being a little bit more loving to yourself. You're starting to rely more on your partner. It's kind of that feel good energy. And you might start to see some offers come in. You might start to see things slowly start to work out, especially if you are planning something, destination. Um, I feel like when you're kind of chaotic, it's a good time to embrace this Empress mode. It's like maybe sitting back, just kind of letting that energy flow, maybe being patient, um, kind of enjoying the week. What else we got? One more. We're going to take this Six of Swords. So I feel like overall energy, this is about planning. It's planning something. You're planning for your future. You're picking a path. You know which direction. It's going to be a slow build type of situation. I feel like whatever it is, you're definitely getting some kind of new perspective when it comes to collaborating. So this could be you collaborating with other partners, teams, moving companies. There could be a proposal. Look the way he's got that shell open. So I feel like this is a lot about just, you know, really could just be planning a wedding, be enjoying a wedding, going to a wedding, embracing some kind of wedding or a union of some sort. But I definitely think maybe looking at different perspectives and how you can collaborate moving forward, you know, because I feel like the more you're kind of just like allowing yourself to wrap yourself in the head, I think you actually like eventually understand that things kind of move at their own time. But I do see some offers coming in, you know, and whatever chaotic energy that Eight of Swords has got you in is kind of like the universe is telling you to just kind of like break up that energy, to relax, to let it flow, like it'll work itself out type of energy. And then that brings you to the lovely Six of Cups and the Six of Wands. It's kind of like being a little bit more nurturing this week towards yourself and getting past all those kind of like rough emotions when it comes to planning anything. You know, I think it's also kind of letting go of expectations Because when you put so much expectations on something, it it never really quite works out the way you want. So it's like have a general plan, have an idea what you want to do, but kind of let go of those expectations and, see where it takes you. But definitely, I feel like one, if you're not doing a wedding, I feel like this is more travel plans, maybe some kind of new job, career. You could be going out camping, um, taking a trip out to the beach. But I definitely think it's about bigger plans for your future type of energy. It's that slow build, so that slow growth, something you've been working on for a while. And it's like you're focused on this particular path here and how to get there. So I definitely really like this energy for the week. Definitely feeling kind of good. A little chaotic at first and then kind of smooths out towards the end of the week. So it's kind of nice. All right. We are going to get a little bit of love this week because I haven't been doing it. I don't know if you guys like it or not, but we'll throw it in. And then we're going to do one more thing. Oh, I like it. Culture. There are cultural norms and expectations that I need to overcome before we can really be happy together. Maybe that's part of your planning that you have going on. It's kind of maybe a timing issue, especially with the hourglass being there. And growth. Don't feel like you have to be perfect for me. You've already done a lot of self worth in your relationship. Opportunity to grow together. And I like that. And I feel like that's kind of some of that Knight of Pentacles energy. And then the last one, mastery. I like it. I feel like this is more a timing thing. But I feel like the door's open for whatever possibility you want to go into. We did see the Ace of Cups too. So it's definitely trusting yourself and opening that doorway, embracing that portal. And there's a beautiful moon in there. I love it. I really do. But it's also about self-mastery, and I feel like it's a timing type of situation. And like everything kind of works out the way it's supposed to, you know, but you got to have a lot of trust. It's that big giant moon, and she's just calm. She's flowing. Beautiful energy. But at this phase of my life, I'm focused on honing my craft and refining my skills, and that will help me fulfill my purpose. So there might be some culture things that you need to work out. I feel like there is growth should you choose to go through that portal. And it's definitely something that I feel like takes time to master, whatever that applies for your situation. I don't know if that was so much of a love portion read, but definitely kind of nice. I feel like, yep, definitely some kind of timing issue. So take that for however it resonates. All right, here's the new portion. We're going to do one hard truth for all of you that is doing all of that little side work. It's kind of like my surrender card that I do in my monthlies. So if you make it through to the end of the videos, every month there'll be a surrender card, something to kind of work on for the month. What do we have going on for Aries? What's the hard truth? Social conditioning. You're making decisions and plans based on external expectations that don't serve your highest potential. Give yourself the space to release and find your own path. Yep, and that's pretty much what you got in your read. So, don't use external influences or expectations that you don't feel comfortable with. Okay? All right, my beautiful Aries, that's what I have for you this week. I wish you guys the best. Bye.